everybody. It's Cindy Matalucci, your host of The Pulse and Live with Cindy. Today is Friday, January 11th. I can't believe we're already into January. I hope you guys had a great holiday. You know we are all about elevating your business for 2019. So we want to have you as a guest on our show. If you have a story or you would like some exposure for an event that you're having, send us an email at thepulsesd.com on our website or at thepulsesd on social media. Share your information and your story with us, and hopefully we can have you as a guest on our show. I also want to make an announcement. Our TV show is changing times. So our TV show is on Channel 4. It used to be at 3 o'clock on Thursdays. It's now going to be at 3:30. So on the 14th, DVR, it's now 3:30, The Pulse on Thursdays is our TV show. And stay tuned because we are looking at getting into about 12 additional markets nationwide. So we're going to keep you posted on that as that happens, and we're really excited about that. Last announcement is I have to thank my girl Brandy from Cloth and Arrow for styling me today in this amazing 70s look. I absolutely love it. I'm a child of the 70s. So I'm wearing a bodysuit and I'm wearing great pants, jeans from her today. And I'm just really, really excited to be working with her. So I want to say thank you to Brandy. You can shop at her place. She actually opened a location in Flower Hill. So go see her, mention The Pulse, and she's actually going to be on our live show on the 25th, and she's got some pretty big announcements. So stay tuned for that. So we're really excited. So without further ado, I'm so excited for my guest today. She was here last year. I was so happy when she agreed to come back to talk about the ultimate bridal extravaganza. I have Jamie Gonzales of Sparkling Productions and Hal Berry, founder of American History Theater. How are you?
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Good afternoon.
So great to have you back.
I love to be here. It's fun.
You always have done events. I mean, that's in your blood. But I want to talk about this event because it's like you take it up a notch every year.
Yes.
I know you're taking it up a notch this year. So explain to the viewers, what can they expect from this event?
A lot of fun. We create an hour's worth of entertainment. So you come and you get more than just a fashion show. So you come and you get to meet great local exhibitors around San Diego that want to book the brides, and they're looking for brides and grooms. Their services is just for brides and grooms. And then you get an hour of fun. So we have a comedian, we have a live performance, which Hal's company is going to take care of this time. Last year we had ballroom dance, and I think I'm letting Hal surprise me with what they're doing, so maybe he'll talk about that later. But we also have a comedian come in.
And that's Lisa Gilbert, right?
Yes, Lisa Gilbert. She is a mother of triplets, and she is hilarious. So she doesn't talk about, the wedding stuff. She talks about what happens after the wedding.
I love that. It's all real, right? The real stuff.
It's all real. It's all real. It's just hilarious. So if you were there last year, she'll be back again, and she's very excited to be joining us again. And of course, we're going to have our fashion show that is going to display D'Angelo Couture's dresses.
Well, and we have some amazing models here today looking absolutely beautiful in these dresses. So you will get to see them because you always have them on display at the events.
Mm-hmm.
And they can go through everything and try check out the dresses while they're there. So talk to us a little bit about the makeup and the other stuff that you have going on there, right?
Oh yes, how did I forget about that? So we have live hair and makeup being done, live demonstrations. So we work with hair and makeup artists that love to do live demonstrations. So what they do is they start out with my beautiful models and they get them ready for the fashion show. And this year they're going to be doing my daughter and two of her friends.
That's amazing.
So I'm really excited to add her because she's really excited to join. But so they take care of the models, and then they open their booths up to service brides and grooms, anyone who's looking for hair and makeup. You get to come and try out their services. You get to watch and see how they do. I mean, it beats the whole trial of having them come to your house first. You get to see multiple as opposed to calling and doing a bunch. So it brings them all into one
So
spot.
basically, if you're an upcoming bride and you're planning a wedding, you want to get there because you're going to have all this at your fingertips. It's going to make things so much easier for you. Ladies, what are you waiting for? You got to get there. And so this year, though, you are at the Courtyard Marriott in El Cajon, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So they are a brand new hotel based in the middle of downtown El Cajon. They are the first hotel that offers a large event space, and they're absolutely beautiful. So you have to come just to see their venue location. They have a large outdoor grass area. They have a banquet room that fits, I believe it's 300 capacity. I could be wrong. Sorry if I'm wrong on it. I don't know all the details of that, but they're beautiful, right in the heart of downtown Cajon.
That's amazing. And it's from 3 to 7, and it's on the 27th, right? And then what I love is it's general admission. There's tickets for general admission. I know you have VIP, and then military is free.
Yes, military is always free. With us being a San Diego town, military deserves to get a lot back too, because they work so hard for our country.
Oh, they do. It's so amazing. So we have all the links up on the site as well. So everything's up there for you guys can find out where to get the tickets, to get all the information. But I want to talk about the giving back component, because you always have a giving back component when you do an event, which I love. And this year we have HAL, and it's going to be the American History Theater. So talk to us a little bit about your organization.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Jamie for inviting us last year and asking us to come back this year. American History Theater was created basically, we felt a need to provide social awareness through historical theater. We have two missions. One is historical theater, and the second one relates to the military, which Jamie was talking about entrance to her event, and that is that we provide workshops, seminars, and events that attempt to illustrate and help those men and women who are veterans of the military, as well as active duty military, who are suffering from various issues, whether it's PTSD, MST, the whole transformation process from being in the military to civilian life again. And of course the big bugaboo, how you get through the maze of the VA bureaucracy, because so many of our veterans have medical rights, and they need to go to the VA. And as we know through news media, there have been a lot of issues about the VA bureaucracy. So all of our workshops attempt to do that. We were created, I used to run something called History Theater back in St. Louis, Missouri, before I moved out here. I was a Navy.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You
I was
were
a
a
Navy
veteran.
In fact, our organization is founded by veterans. I'm a Navy vet, ex-hospital corpsman from the Vietnam era. And
you look too young.
Well, thank you. The person that
He acts young too.
the person that I work with so much, and I need to give her credit, because all the things dealing with the military is through Amber Robinson. Amber is a Army sergeant, 3 tours of duty in Afghanistan, combat Afghanistan, recipient of the Bronze Star. And she has become quite a spirit in San Diego, working with veterans on these critical issues of MST and PTSD. And Jamie, when she asked if we would be willing to be involved with this, and our little theater group provides a little entertainment, but she has been so gracious to provide us with a donation that helps us. For example, our first big event this April is the Diary of Anne Frank.
I know, I was going to ask you about that. You've got some great stuff coming up. We actually have some info on the screen of your schedule as well.
We don't do a lot. We're a small company. We intend to stay a very small company, but we hope our impact is greater than the size of our company. We do 2 theatrical shows a year, 1 big workshop that Amber puts on called Shout and Stomp. It's the whole concept which the government of the United States has been involved with through funding. It's called Healing Through the Arts.
Okay.
For a lot of the men and women coming back, maybe you're aware that right when soldiers and airmen started coming back from the Afghanistan and Iraq War, somebody nationwide started learning guitar lessons. They had whole groups of veterans. And so through our organization, it's through dance and movement, things like that. Yes, our first event is a Diary of Anne Frank. That's in April, April 19th through the 28th. And then in November, we're doing a small little musical called Texas in Paris, and that's Paris, France.
I love that.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
It's a small musical. It's only 2 individuals, an African-American lady who is excellent in gospel and blues, and she doesn't know who her partner is going to be, and her partner is a white gentleman in country and western. They know nothing about each other. They fly to Paris, and they meet, and they've got to put on a concert together with all of their sort of social, cultural background differences.
Oh, I love that. Well, and we have the links, you guys, AmericanHistoryTheater.org, tickets 858-689-9106. We'll have all that information for you. I mean, I love what you're doing. And then what are you doing as far as proceeds? How is that working for the event?
So they get a portion of all the ticket sales.
Okay.
As well as they keep 100% of the profits from the giveaways.
Oh, that's
so the raffle.
great.
There'll be a raffle on site, and they get to keep.
I might mention that we have been so successful in our first couple of years here in San Diego. We've just signed a partnership with the San Diego Dance Theater in Liberty Station, and I think most San Diegans are so grateful on how they turned an old naval training center into this Liberty Station, which is like a city within a city. And they've got this arts district, and the San Diego Dance Theater has been very gracious, and they have a theater called the White Box Theater, and that's where we're going to hold our events, and in fact that's where Amber's Shout and Stomp will be in September.
That is so exciting. I love it. Well, it sounds like, I mean, you started in 2014, you've grown. I know you've been making waves, so we're excited to educate our viewers on your organization as well.
Thank you.
We love it. And then I want to talk to you, Jamie, quickly too, to tell everybody. So you are offering a promo code for our viewers today.
Yes.
We love it. Exclusive.
So I actually have two. I have a surprise one today too. So when we came last time, I gave the promo code PULSE, or last time, but this time it's PULSE. It's capital P-U-L-S-E.
Yes.
And that's going to get you one free ticket into the show. But my surprise one is going to be add a VIP to the end of that, and 2 lucky people, the first 2 to use it, will get a free VIP package on me.
Oh, we're so excited. So we'll send that out with all of our information. And again, this show, if you couldn't catch it live, will be archived on the website. It doesn't move, so we'll have the links, everything. We'll get that out to you guys. And then you have some great flowers here today. Did you want to mention how beautiful these flowers are?
The flowers are from 50 Flowers. They have donated them for our lovely models today on the show.
They are gorgeous. I love that. So again, you guys, you have to get over on the 27th. We have the flyer up too. I have your sponsors up because I know you have some great sponsors this year. You can't do it without your sponsors, right? So
Definitely
we want to
not.
thank all
They're
of them.
amazing. All of my sponsors have worked so hard for me. I love it.
And you guys have to get this. So January 27th, get your tickets, you guys. And then again, we do have the website up there, but I do want to give it to you one more time. I have the ubxsdtickets.com. Mm-hmm. We also have your website up there.
They can also get it from the website too.
Yes.
Can I also mention who did their hair and makeup today? So the makeup today is done by Working Goddess Beauty, and the hair is done by Olga Johnston. They are on my website under sponsors. If you scroll down, Working Goddess Beauty is on there, and I need to add Olga. I should have her added by the end of the day. So if you love the looks of these 2 lovely ladies, you know where to get those looks done at.
And she'll be there to help you look gorgeous at the event, right?
Definitely. Both of them will be there, yes.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much. We love everything that you're doing. Hal, thank you for coming on and telling everybody about your amazing organization. It's actually a veteran theme today because my next guest is a veteran too. So it's exciting. We're going to carry this veteran theme through the show.
Awesome.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for being a guest. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we have Megan Fenyoe, and she's going to be talking about her book. She's an Amazon bestseller. So we will see you in a little bit. Thank you guys. Thank the models. You guys look gorgeous. We'll see you in a minute. Hi, I'm Cindy Matalucci, the creator and founder of The Pulse. The Pulse is a full-service media-for-hire video marketing company. We specialize in producing interview-style stories through video. We tell your story in a fun, hip, creative way. We have 4 facets of our business, and all create a major buzz for you. We do event coverage, capturing the essence of your event with professional photos and video. We do video production, whether it's a brand video for you or a series of videos, showcasing what you do. We bring potential clients inside your business and showcase how unique you are. We also do TV segments and live segments, which can help you tap into 895,000 hyper-local viewers, as well as the organic, authentic influence from the Pulse fans and viewers. The last facet of our business is creating a buzz through social media and event promotion. Our engagement is 64% and our influence is 100. I look forward to reigniting and elevating the Pulse in your brand. So cut for why this show. I've spent time interviewing people from celebrities to entrepreneurs. I wanted to dive deeper into conversations and be authentic on issues and hardships. It takes a lot of hustle and a lot of heart to make it, and it's not an easy path. Everyone has struggles. But today on social media, everybody's filtering out their lives. They're only posting about the good stuff. And there's so many people out there that are struggling with anxiety, depression, and just feeling like on a day-to-day basis, they're not good enough. I wanted a platform where I, could go deeper than Entrepreneur Confessions. I wanted a platform where we could be real and candid about our lives and show people that we all struggle, but what do we actually do to cope? How we all have had epic fails, because I know we've all had them. But how do we not let it define us? How do we continue to have the drive and the power to put one foot in front of the other every single day? Basically, what you can expect is it's always going to be a different guest. The conversation will be very real. So what I hope that you'll take away from this show is that you'll feel inspired, because I really want to inspire you to never give up. There's so many issues. Everyone's going to have fails, but how do you take that and move forward with your life? And I hope you'll tune in for the entertainment, because it's going to be very entertaining and lots of wine. So we'll see you on Wednesdays with Wine Wednesdays with the Poles. Hey everybody, we're back. I'm your host, Cindy Matalucci with The Pulse. This is Live with Cindy. Thank you guys so much for joining us on your Friday today. I'm so excited about my next guest. She is a veteran, a licensed clinical social worker, transformational mindset coach, best-selling author. I mean, the list goes on.
It does.
I'm exhausted already.
There's a lot.
Megan Fenyoe, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. I love everything that you're doing. I heard the Jenny McCarthy podcast that you did, which was fabulous.
I did. Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
I know. I mean, I loved everything. I just loved your story and the fact that you're so authentic in what you do. So you're the best-selling author. You recently published this book, You Are Enough, which I love that name, because everybody's into thinking that they're not enough, right?
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about this. You were a therapist for 15 years.
I was. Well, I still am.
Still are.
Still am. And this book kind of happened a year ago in February, and I was in a very narcissistic, abusive marriage. The marriage had ended, but I was still, talking to him, and he was still in my life. And I made the decision in February to walk away from that after 6 years. And I started writing my book. And literally, this book is my saving grace, because it talks about my struggles. It talks about the abuse and how I got through that. So I started writing it in February and published it in August.
That is so exciting. And I love something that you said. You said that you no longer let your husband write your story.
Yes.
I love that, because that really resonates. I know a lot of women, friends of mine that have had, abusive relationships and been through it, and I just loved how you said that. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Well, I think definitely what I learned the most of going through this traumatic event was having to release my trauma. And that is so important when you're kind of feeling stuck in life, is releasing whatever, limiting self-beliefs you're telling yourself. And I had allowed him to get in my head and believe that I am not enough, that I wasn't enough, which ultimately affected every aspect of my life. And so part of the closure for me was closing, basically not finding closure with him, because I was never going to get closure from him.
Right.
So
let's just be real, right?
Yeah, let's be real. So I had to find closure in the person I became when I was with him.
Okay.
And really start working through these steps I talk about in the book.
Well, and that's what I kind of want to dive in, because this is unique. Obviously, you use this system to transform your life, which is amazing. And it's a 5-step program. So can we talk a little bit about the program?
Yes, of course.
Okay, perfect.
So when you're going through something traumatic or you're feeling stuck, whether it be health, career, relationships, the first step really is rediscovering yourself. And what I love about the book is that I'm sure you have, and everyone out there has read hundreds of self-help books. And I'll highlight and write things in there, and then I'll set it aside. But what I wanted this book to be was a personal journey for my readers. And so at the end of every chapter, I pose a question, and then there's room to journal. So you can actually start working through the process. So the first step is discovering your true self.
Okay.
And really reevaluating what may be keeping you stuck. And that can be reevaluating your values and things like that. And then the second step is visualizing your passion and purpose. And
it's so important to visualize, right? It's like manifesting. If
Yes.
you're not visualizing it, how does it come into fruition?
Yes, and I know there's a lot of things going on social media and events regarding visualization for the new year. And it's really, how do you keep that visualization going throughout the year? Because we're all excited and motivated because it's January.
The gyms are packed.
Oh my gosh, yes, seriously. And then, come March, sometimes we lose that motivation. So visualization is so important when it comes to continuing to visualize what you want for your future.
I love that. And then what's our next step?
Step 3 is one of my favorites. It's called grounding yourself. And so this is where we dive into how do we really get over those limiting self-beliefs, and how do we ground ourselves so that we can live in the moment and not future trip or not live in the past. And so that's one of my favorite steps.
Well, yeah, because I feel like that's what I run a women's group, and we talk about this all the time, the self-sabotaging, right? And what do we do? I mean, we're so good at that. So I think this is a really good step for people that are feeling like they're self-sabotaging.
Yes.
And then what's our next step?
Step 4 is creating your strength plan. And I'm all about strength and empowerment. And when you're trying to figure out who you really are, you're trying to move from a mediocre life to a life that you've always dreamed of, you also have to include your self-care and time management. And all of these things that you're working on from step 1 to 4. So what I do with my clients is we create a strength plan, and they're all individualized. I have my own strength plan. I've done it with my friends, and individualize of how is this going to look? And how are you going to get to these goals while maintaining family life and career and self-care and the gym and all of that stuff?
Because I feel like, especially with women, we tend to give ourselves, so we give up ourselves. We give everybody a piece of ourselves, but we don't take that self-care and take the time for ourselves. And I think that's really important.
Yes.
And I think that's great that you're showcasing a way to take that step and put it in your life. I think every woman out there needs it. We do too
Amen.
much.
Amen to that.
And then what's your 5th step?
So the 5th step is strengthening your healthy habits. So you've gone through 1 through 4, and you've created this strength plan. Sometimes we get into what we call complacency. So life is going well, right? And so we might say, oh, I don't need to go to the gym today, or I don't need to go to this event, or I don't need to do this or do that. And we miss it once, which is okay. But if we find ourselves missing these things and not kind of following our plan, we get off track. And so when something bad happens in life, because life happens, we can find ourselves having a more difficult time dealing with it because we've kind of let the self-care and the grounding skills and all of that fall to the wayside. So it's super important. Complacency is very important when it comes to making these changes. And one thing I like to say about these steps is you'll go through 1 through 5, but you may find yourself back at 3. You may find yourself back at 1.
Well, I was going to say, right? Not everybody's perfect that you can just get through the steps. It seems like something that you have to continue to work on.
Yeah, so it's like a basis. It's like the base level, and you're learning all of these different tips and tricks, because I always say you have to have a lot of tools in your tool belt. And so you can visit and go back to these steps. It's not, oh, you go through 1 through 5 and you're done, because I'm always in step 3, grounding. Like, I'm always grounding myself.
I think I'd be grounding myself a lot too. Well, it's kind of like meditation. You can't just meditate once and you got it. I mean, I'm still working on meditation. I've done like 21 days. I mean, anything that you're going to do, like workouts, you have to keep working on it. We're always going to be a work in progress. Well, and I love the fact that you actually can help people, right? So they can work with you. So talk to us about that aspect of what you do.
Yeah, definitely. So I do speak around the country, and I also have a coaching program as well as a private mental health practice. But what I'm really focused on is creating this community of like-minded people who really want to learn to believe that they're enough and really just start their new year on a positive note. And so I have what's called the You Are Enough community on Facebook.
Okay.
And people can join that. I'm also hosting a mastermind call in 2 weeks on January 24th. It's free. And it's really talking about how to achieve your goals in 2019. So really getting a lot of easy steps that you can implement today to keep that motivation and excitement going before you hit March and you're like, I don't want to get out of bed and go to the gym.
We want to keep you guys on track in 2019.
Yes.
I love this. And so we'll have the links. Actually, I'll get all the information so we can put the link up for her workshop as well. But everything at meganfenyoe.com on your website, they can find out about you. And then as far as, I want you to give a big tip, something that's like your biggest tip for the viewers. Is there something that they can do? You know, they're stressed out, they're feeling like they're not enough. Obviously, you need to buy the book, right? That's the first step. Get her book. But is there something maybe that you could tell people to do today, maybe that they could implement and make a change?
Definitely. It can be as simple as just taking 5 minutes for yourself. You know, with the hustle and bustle of life, you don't want to live a mediocre life. And sometimes it's just taking 5 minutes to take a deep breath and to just refocus your energy. Because a lot of us future trip and we're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this and do that. So just breathe and take 5 minutes for yourself if that's all you have today.
I love that. And that's easy, right? And keep yourself in the present, because I struggle with that. It's
Oh, yes.
I'm always like fast forwarding or thinking of the history. So that present moment, I love that. And it's very grounding, right?
It is. It is.
That's going back to the grounding.
Yes.
So I love that. And then where can everybody find out about you? The website.
Right. And also, I have to plug this because you are blonde.
Yes.
So I host a podcast called the Blonde Bombshell Podcast. And I always say you don't have to be blonde to be on the podcast. But it's I co-host it with a friend of mine who's a psychologist. And we have amazing, inspiring women on the show, which I want to make sure we get you on the show
Yes,
as
please.
well.
You heard it here first on the Pulse.
Yes.
Yes.
But anyway, it's just really about talking about all of these things, our struggles, and how do we get through this, and entrepreneurs and women in business and all of that. So I want to put a plug for that. So the Blonde Bombshell podcast, and then also anywhere on social media. My website is just my name, Megan Fenyoe.
I love that. And I'll have to have you on my Wine Wednesdays to
Oh,
show.
yes.
That would
I
be
would
amazing.
love that.
And we talk about, the struggle of entrepreneurs and how to keep
yeah.
it real and what you've been through. And you've been through so much. So I'd love for you to share more of your story.
Yes, I would love it.
So you guys heard that. We're going to be doing some stuff together. Well, I'm so excited. I love everything you do. And then before we go, how was it with Jenny McCarthy? I love her.
So
Amazing.
I love her, and I have some connections with New Kids on the Block.
Oh my
Gotta
gosh.
shout out, and they're coming in May, y'all. So you better get your tickets.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so and I've met her once, but it was different because it was the phone where I called in to Sirius Satellite Radio, and I don't get nervous anymore about interviews. But let me tell you, I was terrified. It was like, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was just like, I was so scared. And Jenny, she's hilarious, and
She makes it easy.
Yeah,
You
and-
guys sounded great. I loved it.
Oh,
And
you
she
listened. Thank you.
I listened to it, and I was so impressed with you, and I loved how interested she was in what you were doing.
So
which
that's
is
what I
very
was
cool.
surprised about, is that it was just very calm and very interesting, because she wasn't her crazy fun, spastic self. And I say that because I love you, Jenny. But yeah, so I was really happy about that.
Well, congratulations on everything that you've had going on this year. We're so excited. I'd love to work with you on some more things. You
Yes.
guys, you got to get this book. You Are Enough, because I hear this from so many people, that they think that they're not enough. I just love that you're doing this. She's available, meganfenyoe.com, and then we will get the information on your talk that's coming up as well, and we'll get that out there. Well, thank you so much for being a guest today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Hopefully she'll come back, and then we'll
yes.
see you guys next time when we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego. We'll see you guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Bye.